Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Well, there's just not much news today. And it's unfortunate because, I like to do a little bit of news, but there's just not much. But what I've been wanting to do for a little while now was to do a little bit of report, not a report, but a commentary on this video. Now, this is closer to a men's world type of video as well, but this also will have some issue values to what's happening in today's women's society and all that great jazz. So, without further ado, let's get directly into it. So, we have this. So we have 3 feminists got checked, and kicked out after defending trans. Now, here's the thing with this one particular thing. I think at least... I don't think that it was like 3 of them that were getting necessarily kicked out in particular. I mean, they did all 3 leave. But, here's the case with this. Is that, that these individuals, at least one of them was being horrendously bad and terrible and was not trying to listen to the actual host. So she ended up getting kicked out, and the 2 others are just so happened to be with this particular individual. This particular individual being this person here. Yeah, the Beluga Waggle. Anyways, that person here is what essentially gets them the other 2 legitimately actually kicked out because they took a ride with her. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into this.
Like the chemical makeup of people and their hormones or their hormone imbalances and like what happens in the body is so organic. Like you can't tell me that there's enough science to prove that. That's just so
that an XX chromosome is female and XY is male.
Yeah. But like, who cares? Like everything that is female and male.
Men are coming in and taking away civil rights achievements that we've
or
won
coming
over
into
times.
my prisons.
And raping women in prison.
Well, men aren't coming into.
Yes, they are.
They are.
Yes,
they 100%
they're winning
are.
Our championships.
Look into Washington State prisons.
They're
raping women in prison.
Wait, hold on. Are you?
Yeah, so again, this is another person that is ignorant and too stupid to realize what is actually happening to our own people. And this is what I was talking about, you ladies, when you were pretty much going on about, voting for Democrat or what have you. And I don't know if the ladies that do watch me that technically vote Democrat, and I'm not saying that you do. However, I am saying to the ones that either do vote Democrat or either is watching my content understands. This is the type of way that some of these ladies, or what a lot of them are actually thinking, and what they're going at legitimately against their own biological sex. So this is what's happening here. And the reality is that it's disturbing in the fact that we have this case in point to where you guys want to say like you're fighting for rights for whatever, but for what reason? You will vote for a Democrat, and then you have also ladies that are doing this as well, trying to defend these trans rights and with very much of high ignorance. This is the reason why I'm trying to educate you guys so you can understand what's really going on here. And I think this video will explain exactly what's going on and what my whole point of this is.
I'm so sorry. I keep saying the R word.
Are you saying?
I cannot say. Sorry, I'll let you talk, but I cannot condone
grape.
Just saying that men are coming into our life as women when transgender women experience so much abuse.
All right, we're not
as well as women
about that. But basically, what you're saying is that men are better women than women. Is what you're saying? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
My whole thing is that feminism is not protecting women in this day and age, and the actual erosion of our civil rights that I'm seeing unfolding through the transgender movement, there's very few feminists that stand up against that.
Yeah, the patriarchy wins again.
Yeah, exactly. I just find the entire movement overall extremely counterproductive for women and very toxic.
But do you think that means that we just have to you can't just eliminate the idea that there is that movement going on for people who are transgender to do things like sports, we can't deny that that's happening. So if I feel like it can't just be that we either accept that or we don't, but what about finding solutions that everybody can agree with? Do you think that that's possible, that's supportive of everybody, that everyone would be comfortable with?
I have extreme compassion and empathy for people who struggle with gender dysphoria and that they do not like the bodies that they're in.
Okay.
I have
Again, this is going off of just emotion, and look how she's going off of specifically emotion. Ladies, I understand that you're female, and going off emotion is pretty much your go-to for pretty much any other situation. But the problem with this is if you're going off of emotion, it's not going to solve problems. It's going to make things worse. And by you guys, what you're going to see the girl in the blue shirt here say is start going off of is just pure emotion, not off of statistics, not off of facts, not off of anything. They just go off of emotion, and emotion doesn't solve the problems. In fact, this is the very type of people that is, well, if you're not for the transgender community, then that are actually trying to remove your own rights, and then they're going to sit around going back, why can't I do this, why can't I do that, when they specifically voted and advocated for this type of stuff to happen to them. And I was having this type of conversation with my mom in particular, and this was a conversation that was saying, like, if women are just going to vote away all their rights and all their abilities to defend themselves, etc., then this is your problem, and this is reality. The only reason why, and also I had to set a comments to one of my guys in the comments before, was that it's like, I'm only defending the kids here. I'm not really defending the ladies, because the ladies, you have to fight this a lot harder than you are doing.
Extreme empathy and compassion for that, but that just because someone feels that way does not mean it's true. If an anorexic person is telling you that they hate their body, they look in the mirror every day and they're like, I'm fat. A doctor does not just prescribe them diet pills. It's the same way. We should be teaching people that the body we're born in is the right body. God does not make mistakes. You have a beautiful body, and you should embrace that, and you should love yourself for who you are. And regardless, you can't biologically and physically transition into a different gender. And so, like I said, I have extreme compassion.
You think Jesus really cares about whether or not you're transitioning? Is there one time in the Bible where Jesus
Many times. He made them man and woman.
Where did Jesus say that? Jesus came to forgive and spread love, like for
Jesus
society.
Died for our sins to live in His honor.
And Jesus died for our sins for so much. There's nowhere in the Bible where Jesus said
that. What happened to dating?
Yeah, but then Jesus warned us about being too religious. So going through and saying He made us man and women.
It's not a religious.
Like,
it's not religious.
I cannot even believe you said that.
Biological reality. It's women are born with XX chromosomes and they can have children, the bear pregnancy for the most part, and men are born with XY chromosomes, and they have complete different bone density, body structure, they have different sexual reproductive parts. It's reality. And so by leading people down this false road that they can actually change their gender when it's not physically or biologically impossible, I think is cruel and medical malpractice.
God.
No,
I can say that.
Oh my God. Okay.
You know, a man maybe feeling feminine or feminine energy and them dressing up or whatever, that's fine. But I could say I do agree with you on the part where the medical part, because a man taking estrogen is like so just weakens their body and is really bad for them at the end of the day. And I personally don't know too much about it, so I can't say, but I would say medically is not really.
I'm fine with men liking.
This is a part of the reason why is that she just said, like, I don't really know nothing about it. Well, here's the thing. You don't know nothing about it because you didn't do research or didn't look it up. You people are sheep. It's insane. This is what I'm trying to do with this channel as well, with multiple other reasons. Is to stop making people become sheep, because it needs to stop. The reality is that you need to look up the actual statistics and all that other stuff that's going on. Just like with the lady with the blue shirt. She does not know that there are actually women getting raped in prisons, in the Washington prisons and in California prisons. But of course, she's trying to deny that fact. Go look it up. Reality. And this is just what it needs to be. Look up. Do research. Stop just believing whatever you see on TV or see on the media and absorb it and repeat like a boneless sheep, and then expect and then have nothing to really back up your claims at all. Because it's like, this is a problem. Look up. Become intelligent here. Like, it's not that difficult.
Traditionally feminine
because at the end of the day, most transgenders that transition fully, like their bottom part, do commit suicide.
That's true. It's
statistic.
You are statistically more likely after you transition.
I'm totally okay.
That's why I think the gender roles are fucking bullshit. If anything, it's about gender roles. Like, what about, okay, so me being about a baby woman, okay, whatever. Everything else about woman is a gender role.
Well,
it's a fucking gender role. And it's like, if you're gonna sit here and tell talk about people who genuinely struggle more than other people.
That is what's
because
ironic
that's how their emotions
Let's
feel.
not yell here.
This is what's
I'm
ironic.
not trying to scream at you, but it's just like, it just feels stupid to me to sit here and be like, okay, you're mutilating your body. You can be a transgender woman and not touch your freaking genitals. I don't care. Like, my pussy's a dick. I can say whatever the fuck. I can believe and have whatever the fuck I want. It's their words.
That's delusion.
What's ironic about transgenderism is
I'm not like my pussy's a dick, but like my vagina
exact gender roles
and whatever gender that associates
liberals
with is
are
my
fighting
choice.
against. So the whole thing is, if a man likes stereotypically feminine things, then he becomes a woman. That is cementing gender roles and saying, like, example, when I was little, I liked traditionally masculine things. I liked sports. I didn't want to wear a skirt. I wanted to wear shorts. That didn't make me any less of a woman. And so that's what I find so regressive about transgenderism, is that cementing archaic and stereotypical gender roles and telling people that they can be whoever they want to be, but that doesn't make them less of a man or less of a woman.
But
that's the thing too, is that like I don't think that I've been around tomboys and some people, girls like that, and there's nothing wrong with that. I wasn't necessarily around very feminine men, but as a mate, they're like, there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. And even with like the gay people, some of them that I've been around, there were more feminine than masculine, but there's nothing wrong with that. At the core of their own biological structure, they are men and they are women, and that's the end of it. And there's women that obviously go through the tomboy phase and go into their more feminine role, which is fine. But we're pretty much putting out the feminine and masculine role is put out specifically because of what men always do for thousands of years, and what women have done for thousands and thousands of years, and it's worked until fairly recently that this is just going completely awry. So the reality is that these are the things that work, and these are the normal things. Now, obviously, some of us will probably go more into the other role here and there, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that, and that's okay. But trying to say that you are the opposite thing 100% is ludicrous in every possible way imaginable. It's just not feasible. It doesn't make any radical sense at all. It's insanity, because you are who you are. There is no changing that. And what this lady says here is that you're going to have to end up saying, okay, well, you need to get medical. We need to help you with your mental illness or what have you. And I agree. I've been saying this for years, that it's been a mental illness, and it needs to be that we're doing them a disservice by not treating it as a mental illness and trying to get them actual help.
But I think also, if you're you brought God.
It matters because they're coming in, like I said. There's
dying.
civil rights.
Okay.
People are dying.
Yeah, people are dying.
And there's very high suicide rates.
But also, I think it's important to acknowledge that you brought God into this conversation, and I completely respect, and I think a lot of people respect your right to practice your religion, to have your beliefs, but then you also have to respect someone's right to disagree. These aren't my religious.
I do have religious beliefs, but it's
a projection of religious beliefs.
No, it's
as
not.
Well.
It's a projection of what I believe is biological reality that's existed since the start of humankind.
But then if we're not talking about like how it's coming into like our sports and things like that, I'm saying
here's the thing that you need to understand, Miss. I don't know. I'm just gonna call you Miss Blacktop, I guess. Whatever. Here's the thing: is aside from going off of the religion thing, because everybody wants to do this religion stuff, and that's fine if you're religious, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the religion thing is not gonna honestly change these people's minds, because religion and science have always butted head with each other, and it's not really feasible in that instance to really go off of the religion aspect. You can say religion all you want, but it's not going to get through the people's minds. What you need to do is point them out statistically on what is being shown here and what the actual reality is. And reality is showing there is only female and there is only male. There is XX chromosomes and XY chromosomes. That is it. You'll have the occasional rare hermaphrodites or what have you that are extremely, extremely rare in this regard. So they hardly even count. But they do exist. They're just hardly don't even count. So we're going off of just little biological reality and science and stuff like that. That's what the woman should have done. I don't think she's going from the right place, obviously, but the true case of the matter is that you shouldn't go off of off of religion, because it doesn't get through these people's heads at all. They are already pretty much atheists as it is, so trying to talk religion to them is not going to compute with them at all. You have to bring them without statistics and other stuff to really bring them around and see the light.
There's other alternatives for compromise that I believe are possible. Maybe we haven't found them yet, but ways that we can all coexist peacefully.
Agreed.
And so, but to deny the experiences of people with gender dysphoria,
I don't think she's denying anybody's experience. I think that she is just merely saying that this is a mental illness, and treat it as anything other than that is a disservice to those people.
Yes, it's
because
cruel.
you are telling them a delusion. You're filling into a delusion, and I know that there are some people who do experience gender dysphoria who do walk lighter in life after medical and
on this.
social transition, but I think that for the majority of it, if we look at the statistics and the only long-term study,
I can't take the redirect from that conversation. I just have to make a statement and say, you guys aren't even entitled to that opinion.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are. I think I'm not entitled to say whatever.
Okay, you guys are just like, wow, like. It's just sad to me that there are people who can like think that way and like feel that way. And I know that you think that it's a mental disorder, but people are like transgender people struggle so much more than regular 100%. People. There's so much science on like.
Just to answer the question. Yes. Would you date S fans?
No, I would not.
I don't know him.
He looked like a nice guy.
I
partied with him.
Please just let me like stand up for like transgender people.
No, we're redirecting the conversation. So, would you date him? What's up?
I just think it's wrong, like to like
not
to segue. I mean, like I don't know him, sure. Like I don't fucking care at this point.
At the end of the day, that conversation, like everyone's gonna have their own opinion. We're not gonna agree. You know what I mean? Like no one's gonna ever.
Yeah,
we're not gonna get anywhere.
I use the word disease.
I think
I want you to know that like I really don't think that they're like some disgusting like it's like wrong.
Yo, shut up. I've redirected the conversation. Answer the question.
I just said I don't know him. If he's sweet, sure, but like, why can't I sit here and talk about it? I mean, it's your
Because
podcast.
I've chosen to.
That's pretty much it for the most part of the thing. But the thing is that you need to actually put your foot down with these people in general when you're going to redirect a conversation. But that's mostly the actual end of it. I'll post a video in here so you guys can actually see it from it. It's from the Whatever podcast. I don't know who this guy is exactly. I just found this video randomly, and he had this one thing here, so I decided to do a reaction on it. I think this is a bit longer of a video than I thought that's going to be, but this is the reality of the senses of it, ladies. Is that you have these people, you have these women over here defending the trans people, and then you're seeing over and time again, and as you ladies go through my channel and watch my channel, you'll see that there are women getting raped in prisons. There are as I did a video yesterday, there are women losing their ability to be in track and field and going to state. This is a constant thing that's happening here, and you're seeing again more ladies doing this. So let's see. If we do this here, if only women voted Democrat, I think this is what I've been wanting to do. This is what I wanted to do here. If stuff like this. So this is a pretty huge one for you guys in general. This is so blinding. I cannot change this. Okay, so this is what I wanted to do for a while now, because this is something that I think that that needs to be ran through to you women and ladies. What if only women voted? Projected results from the 2018 midterms based on polling patterns and 538 forecasts on November 31st. So you have 275 Democratic districts, and some of them rare, or some of these red, right? Yeah, what if men only voted, and then you have it as pretty much being practically all red. All red is. This is just red. Look at this. Look at the difference here, ladies. This is kind of a mix a little bit, but definitely more heavy Democratic. Men, it's just full blood red. You have what if only educated white people voted. You have this here. what if only white people without a college degree voted? It's still pure red. And then what if only non-white people voted? And then you have this just being mostly just completely blue, stuff like that. So you have this here, ladies, that you are the majority of the reason why that this is you guys are in the state that you are, and I can't help but tell you that that this is the reality that you're facing here. So you guys need to face a reality. Now I understand that like not all of us are going to agree with this stuff, right? And this is from like from 2018, and this would probably be worse if it was more recently of I would say 2023. I don't know if I could actually find that, but here's the thing. You ladies need to fix yourselves in the fact that what's going on in reality and what's been going on. I am doing my best to at least help the kids here. But if you don't want to help, put it this way, if you don't help yourselves, then you're not helping your own kids. And if you're not helping your own kids, you're having your own kids, your own daughters lose the ability to do whatever they want in society. And then you only have yourselves to blame for it. Playing it straight up. And this is the reality that you guys need to face. The reality that that the world will not play nice. It will never play nice at all, period. Because this is the way we are. And men, we need to be more masculine. We need to be, we need to really up our game as well. We are part of the problem. If we don't become tough, our society will fall. So it's both men and women's job to become, that have jobs to do. Women have a different job. Your job is way more simpler. Because all you have to do in this regard is just vote red. That's all you have to do. And the only reason, and I'm not trying to say that you have to vote red all the time, 100% of the time, because that's not the case. There will be times where I think Democrats, where they may actually be the better idea. And I think we do need Democrats on some side to balance the red, obviously, because they both balance each other out. And it gets better things done, obviously. But right now, in society, Democrats are the actual evil. And we have some Republicans, yes, that are the evil as well. They're the neocons, they're the Marxists, they're the communists, the socialists, etc. These people are evil. And the only way to do this is to vote correctly. There are people called Larry Elder, try for him, maybe DeSantis, but some of the things I'm popping up with him are making me a little bit concerned. And then there's Trump. I know you probably don't like Trump. And to be honest, I didn't like Trump at the beginning either. But these are the people that we have right now. If not Trump, then Larry Elder. But you need to vote for somebody that is going to save your rights and help your children and everybody else in society. Otherwise, you're doomed. And men will only prosper in this regard. And I would not want to see the reality of women then. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care.